Getting your first subscriber on YouTube is one of the easiest things you can do, but it's also one of the hardest to get right. If you are brand new to YouTube, welcome to one of the most incredible, creative, and accessible opportunities on the face of this planet. You can start creating right now and potentially reach an audience of 2 billion people for free instantly. If you're watching this video, it is clear you have a passion and a message, and it's time to start sharing that with the world, just like we did. And now we have 1 million subscribers. On the other hand, it's very likely that most of you probably already have at least 1 subscriber. So let me ask you this. How did you get your first subscriber on YouTube? Let us know in the comments below. Now, my guess is that your answer probably falls into one of 3 buckets. You either subscribe to that channel from another account, you asked somebody in the real world to subscribe to your channel, or you earned that subscriber in the YouTube world. Now, I could be proved wrong, and I want to be, but the cynical side of me suggests that most of us manufactured our first subscribers. If you stick around to the end, you'll find out the answer to that. Oh, and as a quick side note, has anyone noticed how these balloons make that look like a gold play button? It's not. Not yet, anyway. Now, don't worry, folks. If you did beg, borrow, or steal your first subscriber, I'm not here to dob you into YouTube. I'm not here to cast judgment on the way you cheated to get your first subscriber. I'm just here to tell you that that subscriber is nothing more than a number. It won't help you with the algorithm. It won't help you build a community. It won't help you grow as a creator. Unless, of course, your friends and family not only love you, but they also love your content and watch every single video that you publish. And that's the key difference. 99.9% of your viewers will care about the value of your content first before they care about you. And when you earn that subscriber, naturally and organically through your videos, it will feel all the more sweeter, and that subscriber is more likely to become a return viewer. But let's not complicate things with return viewers. That's a topic for later on in this series. Now, some may argue, and reasonably so, that getting subscribers early on is simply a means to an end. For example, 1,000 subscribers for monetization. All right, fair enough, but are those subscribers gonna help you when you get there? For example, YouTube have just massively reduced the subscriber requirements to go live on the YouTube mobile app from 1,000 subscribers to 50 subscribers. And it's not unrealistic to think that you could get to 50 subscribers without making any content. You just ask as many people as you can in the real world to subscribe to your channel. Boom, you can start live streaming on mobile. But when it comes to that live stream, are any of those 50 subscribers going to watch it? No, you're just going to be talking to an empty room, which is ironically what I'm doing right now. Let's be honest about this. A subscriber by itself tells you literally nothing about your channel. It doesn't tell you how long people are watching your videos for. It doesn't tell you whether people are satisfied by your videos. And it doesn't tell you whether people were engaged enough to post a comment on your videos. A subscriber literally tells you this. And that's it. Now, yes, I will agree that I am being a little flippant here. The more subscribers you earn through hard work and good content, the more valuable the data you get from them will be. But you need a good sample size of good subscribers to get good data. But on the other hand, if they all just press that red button and don't do anything else, they ain't much use to you. Here's what I'm trying to say. Your first subscriber represents your first opportunity to demonstrate your dedication to your YouTube journey. There's an easy way to do this that's very quick to do, but it's not going to help you out in the long run, not in the slightest. And then there's the hard way, but the right way. To start making content and continue to make content until it's good enough to persuade somebody, a complete stranger, to commit to your channel. And that is the birth of your YouTube community. That is the start of your YouTube journey. And what a shocker, I was right. Most of us didn't earn our first subscriber through content. We took the easy way out. And with a hindsight of experience, we all admit it was the wrong way to start. This is it, the creative opportunity of a lifetime. Decide on what audience you want to reach on YouTube and start talking to them. And I guarantee you the subscribers will take care of themselves.
If you're watching a video like this, it's likely because you have goals you're trying to achieve on YouTube. Maybe that's 1,000 subscribers and channel monetization, or maybe you're thinking big picture and you'd like to get that silver play button. Let's take a step back though. if you don't understand your audience, who your content's actually for, these goals could be impossible to ever reach. So today, I don't want to focus on getting your first 100, 1,000, or even 100,000 subscribers. Today, I want to focus on getting 1 subscriber. Because if you can guarantee yourself 1 subscriber every single day, then there's no reason you can't guarantee yourself 2 subscribers a day. Or 10. What we're going to do is create a hypothetical YouTube channel specifically designed to appeal to Jamie. Who's Jamie? Well, this is Jamie. Okay, sorry, no, that's just a stick figure I drew in MS Paint. But now they're called Jamie, and they are obsessed with our hypothetical channel. The idea here is that we're trying to get as many Jamies as possible to subscribe to our channel every day. However, we don't really know anything about them yet, except that they're completely made up. So we get to decide who we want Jamie to actually be. To do this, we're going to start with something that you inherently love. The thing that you would like to make your YouTube channel about in the first place, ideally. For the sake of this video, though, let's say that you love collectibles. And none are more fun to collect than Pokemon trading cards, in your opinion. And in making that one decision we just made about our YouTube channels, we just learned our first fact about Jamie. They too love collecting Pokemon trading cards. Unfortunately, we just don't know what types of Pokemon trading card videos they would actually watch and then subscribe for. And that is where the research comes in. And this should be easy because this is a very active community. So finding YouTube channels, Discord servers, and subreddits shouldn't be a problem. Of course, I say that, but you should probably understand that this step, this research phase, is a whole lot easier when you love what you're covering on YouTube. But again, hypothetically, we do love Pokemon trading cards, so this is going to be easy. What we're trying to do right now is give Jamie a more well-rounded profile. So it's really important that we take our time and learn everything we can about the people who love this hobby. Now, of course, we don't have a ton of time to do that today, so we're just going to focus on a couple of things. But obviously, when you're doing your own research, you'll want to dive a lot deeper. We'll begin our research by doing the most obvious search we can think of on YouTube, which is Pokemon cards. And it looks like there is a lot of new content ranking for this term right now. We have massive channels getting tens of thousands of views in their first day of uploading. We have one here with 1.5 million subscribers and 100,000 views from just 22 hours ago. The titles and subjects of these first 3 videos are very revealing. They revolve around shopping for cards, secret places you can find them, or getting packs of cards and opening as many as you can on your video. Let's take a quick look at the vidIQ search panel, because when we look at the search term Pokemon cards, we have 60 out of 100 for an overall score. The closer that is to 100, the better. This means that the volume of searches is very high, in this case 71, and the competition is medium. It's right down the middle. We've already decided what we're going to cover on this hypothetical YouTube channel, but after seeing this, I feel even better about this decision. So after looking at some of the largest channels in this space on YouTube, we've learned one thing about Jamie. Potentially, they love watching people unbox Pokemon trading cards. So the next thing you want to do is take some notes. Write these things down as you're doing your research. And there's obviously a lot we can still learn just on YouTube alone, but we're gonna look at some other communities as well to see what's going on. Our next stop is the Pokemon TCG subreddit. It has 146,000 plus members. It's very active. The top post is actually pinned by the moderators. It is the weekly pricing, buying, selling, and grading general questions area. In just taking a quick glance at this post, we can see that people are talking about having their childhood collections graded to learn their value. Now, I'll be honest, I don't actually know a lot about Pokemon trading cards, so the concept of grading is kind of new to me. However, that might be another fact about Jamie that we need to discuss. And now, as the creators behind this channel, you and I get to make a decision. Do we want our hypothetical Pokemon trading card channel to be specifically for people who are just getting into the hobby? This decision changes the entire course of the videos we're going to be making. On a very personal level, I actually relate to that content more because I don't actually, in reality, know a lot about Pokemon trading cards. So in this case, I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say that Jamie is somebody who is new to collecting Pokemon cards, but they desperately want to get into it. Obviously, there's a lot more we can learn from this subreddit. So if this was the niche you were looking in, you'd want to spend a lot of time here. But now we're going to look for another area of the internet where fans of this hobby might be hanging out, and that is Discord. I'm going to do a quick search for Pokemon cards, and using Discord's Discover feature, we see a lot of different communities come up. What I'm specifically looking for are the names of these communities, what they claim they're about, and perhaps the amount of members within them. And lo and behold, there's a couple back-to-back ones here. We have Pokemon Trading Card Deals, and they have 13,000 members. And then there's our Reddit community again, but on Discord, with 11,000 members. If Jamie is somebody who's just getting into this hobby, I think we're going to want to learn a lot about how to score deals on these cards. So I'm going to join Pokemon Trading Card Deals. Discords are often broken up into different sections, and this one is just like a lot of the ones I've been in. And we have a section here for deals, and you see the different channels lighting up right now. There's Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Best Buy, eBay, GameStop, all the different places where you can find Pokemon cards. And this community is going in and just sharing things that they're finding. For example, somebody who walked into their local Target saw this giant display of cards. So let's go back to our list. We know that Jamie is somebody who loves watching videos where people are unboxing Pokemon trading cards. We also know that they're very new to the hobby of collecting Pokemon trading cards, and therefore, they're probably going to be out there looking for deals. Another thing I learned while searching through that Discord server is that Pokemon cards can be incredibly expensive. In seeing that, it kind of leads me to another philosophical question about Jamie. Is Jamie trying to collect Pokemon cards to make money, or are they trying to collect them for the sake of just building the biggest, most amazing collection that they can? For the sake of this hypothetical channel, I'm going to make my final bullet point about Jamie is that they are somebody who just loves collecting Pokemon cards. Selling them in the future, not out of the question, but right now, their focus is on getting as many as they can for the best price that they can find. And so this is everything we now know about Jamie, our ideal person that we're trying to target with our brand new YouTube videos about Pokemon trading cards. Now, it's entirely possible that you as the creator of this channel have other interests, and maybe Jamie does too. Maybe you love hiking, cooking, reading, or trading stocks. But in all the research we just did, that never came up. None of that has been confirmed about Jamie, our ideal viewer. So let's stick with what we know. And going forward, that means our next video and videos in the future are going to be about a few different things. We're going to be doing card unboxings. We're going to be making videos about finding the best deals on Pokemon cards. And maybe we'll make some videos about products. Things you can use to protect your cards and maybe display them in a cool way. Those types of videos appeal to a very specific audience. And thanks to the research we just finished doing, we know that there are thousands of people across multiple communities that would watch these types of videos. And now your job is to get one of those people, just one, to subscribe to your channel every single day. And with that all in perspective, getting just one subscriber a day, or one Jamie a day in our case, seems more than doable.
In this video, I'm going to show you how to get your first 100 subscribers. Just don't tap on this one because it's very fake and very, very hollow. Ow! Let's start off with a very basic question. And by all means, pop your answers in the comments below. How many subscribers have you got right now? When did you start your YouTube channel? And how long do you think it's going to take you to get to 100 subscribers? If you've already got 100 subscribers, I'm really fascinated to know as to why you're watching this video in the first place. But more importantly, congratulations, and how long did it take you to get to 100 YouTube subscribers? If you're looking for a definitive answer as to how long it takes to get to 100 subscribers, then after 13,000 responses and some fairly questionable math, the answer is 61 days. But hey, I'm not here to set any deadlines or put you under any undue pressure. Ultimately, if you're creating videos, developing skills, and having a ton of fun doing it, who cares how long it takes? But hopefully this guide is going to accelerate your progress to 100 subscribers. And if you stick around to the end of this video, I will show you the thing that you can finally start tracking and taking a lot more seriously. Oh, what's this? Oh, free pizza? Oh. Now you're talking. Now then, you can feel free to argue with me in the comments below about this, but I reckon the first major milestone is 100 YouTube subscribers. Now, you may be asking me why I think 100 subscribers is a major milestone. Well, I've got two reasons. First up, there are two YouTube features you unlock, one of those being able to live stream directly from the YouTube mobile app. Actually, you unlock that at 50 subscribers, but I bet you didn't even know that, so consider it a bonus. However, what you do unlock at exactly 100 subscribers, not sure if that was supposed to happen, is the custom URL tool. This will allow you to create a memorable YouTube website address for your channel, as opposed to a random collection of characters. And it will also protect your channel name and identity against fake channels trying to impersonate you. Now, there are a couple more requirements regarding custom URLs, one of which we'll come back to later. I think we'll come back to this a little later as well. That's because I need to focus on tackling the second reason why 100 subscribers is the first major milestone. And it's all because of that huge, giant YouTube elephant that's always in the room. Shut up, 1,000 subscriber elephant. This is the stumbling block many YouTubers face, along with the 4,000 hours watch time giraffe. Most YouTubers start their channels with those two milestones in mind, 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. And there's an obvious reason for this: monetization. Well, guess what? And I am sorry, this is a little dose of realism. It is very, very hard to achieve that with no YouTube experience, with no views, no subscribers, no watch time. And so that's why I believe 10% of one of those targets, 100 subscribers, is a lot more realistic. Not that I want to set targets to specific milestones, but I see 100 subscribers as something that's achievable in several weeks, maybe a couple of months. Whereas 1,000 subscribers or 4,000 hours of watch time, that feels more like something that's going to take several months, and in many cases, more than a year. And so, with all of that being said, let's look at what you should be doing to help you get to 100 subscribers. Ah, that's a bit of an anticlimax. What about if... thumbnails and titles. Simply put, you're not prioritizing them and you're not spending enough time on them. Don't feel bad about this. Everybody makes this same mistake. Everybody wants to turn their idea into a video and worry about the thumbnail title optimization later on. But here is a highly useful nugget of information that I want you to sear into your YouTube brain as quickly as you can on your YouTube journey. The first thing every YouTube viewer sees, the title and the thumbnail, is the last thing the YouTube creator often makes. And this is where, for the first time in this series, we're going to introduce you to some basic analytics via the YouTube Studio. I know that these numbers can be very intimidating to new creators, or just plain boring to non-data nerds. So all I want to do right now is show you where to find these numbers and explain the importance behind impressions and click-through rate. And we'll start with impressions. In very basic terms, this is the number of times YouTube shows a thumbnail and a title to a user. For example, on this YouTube homepage, we can see a vidIQ video, which will add 1 impression to the count for that video. And so remember, and this is crucial, unless the user has seen a previous video from the vidIQ channel, the only thing they have ever seen from us is that thumbnail and that title. It doesn't matter how good the quality of the video is if we can't convince that viewer to click on that title and thumbnail. Now, when you do win that click, your video earns a view, and that conversion rate is tracked by a percentage called click-through rate. So to give you a quick, simple example, if your video got 1,000 impressions and 100 people watched that video, that's a click-through rate of 10%. Due to the way YouTube calculates this, the numbers are almost never as clean as that, but you get the general idea. Now then, one of the pitfalls of talking about YouTube analytics is that people, especially new YouTubers, start to ask about magic numbers. In this case, what is a good click-through rate? Well, I can answer that question in 3 parts. First of all, there is no magic number for click-through rate, impressions, average view duration, any YouTube analytics. Second of all, if you do want some form of an answer, here's what 10,000 people said when we asked them in a voting poll. Take that with a pinch of salt. And finally, click-through rate does depend on many different factors. For example, if your video is doing really well because of a high click-through rate, YouTube then may start to share it with a lot of new audiences, which means that impressions go up, but because that new audience isn't as invested in your video, click-through rate may go down. Yeah, it gets a little complicated. But the point I'm ultimately trying to get back to is this. Your click-through rate, in all circumstances, even for the very best creators, is a relatively small fraction of your impressions. It is incredibly hard to get somebody to click on one of your videos because there is so much competition on YouTube, and damn good competition at that. So forgive the obvious pun here, but first impressions on YouTube really do matter. Throughout this series, we're going to go into the intricacies of thumbnails and titles, but let's start with some very basics. Because I think you're probably not spending enough time on thumbnails right now, here's what I want you to do going forward. However long you're spending on your thumbnails right now, be it 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, spend twice as long in the future. This could come in the form of making the thumbnail, sleeping on it, and then returning to it the following day with a fresh perspective. Or instead of making just one thumbnail, make a second alternative thumbnail that you can switch to if the video is not performing as well as you would expect it to. The second concept I would like you to adopt is to make your thumbnails half as complicated as what they are right now. Because here's the thing, according to Netflix, the average user spends less than 2 seconds looking at each thumbnail. On YouTube, it's likely even less time because there are so many more thumbnails to look at. Your thumbnail needs to have a wow factor, and it needs to do that instantly. This is the title and thumbnail I've already prepared for this video. It's simple in design and you can decode the premise of a video in seconds, and it has an element of motivation and excitement. This thumbnail and title have also helped me shape my target audience for who is going to watch the video and why they need to watch it. Which brings me onto the third strategy. Because users will see your thumbnail and title first, you should make your thumbnail and title before you start the video. I know this can sound really counterintuitive to your creative instinct because I feel the same way. I just want to film, get my hands dirty and make something for people to watch. But if you don't have a thumbnail and a title that will help define your video, midway through making it, you'll start to lose direction. This is a strategy that I'm trying to adapt to and embrace 10 years and 2,000 videos into my YouTube journey. I've got to be honest, it's a struggle. But if you can start doing this now at the beginning of your YouTube journey, it's going to have such a positive impact on the general structure of your videos going forward. Oh, and by the way, if you are watching a video and you really enjoy it, you'll likely want to see that thumbnail as a reminder as to why you clicked on it. So if you download vidIQ, we'll add that along with loads of other data to every single video on YouTube. You can even take this research to the next level by using the thumbnail preview tool. Simply write your title in this box and our tool will compare the thumbnail and title against videos already ranking for that term. It's a great way of seeing how your video matches up to direct competition or random competition when the video is displayed on the YouTube homepage. And it does all of this before you even press publish, giving your video the best opportunity to succeed. Anyway, that was thumbnails. Let's now take a look at titles, and blooming heck, this thing is heavy. A good thumbnail will stop the swipe, while a good title will seal the deal and earn that click. We will revisit title strategy in more detail later on in the series, but these are the basics behind a good title. If that title creates tension, raises a question, provides a solution, contradicts expectation, you're setting the viewer up for something that only will be resolved if they watch the video. Oh, and I should mention, we've got another vidIQ tool that can help you out with this. Once you download vidIQ and start publishing videos, our daily ideas tool will suggest up to 50 video ideas every single day. These are based on titles that have already proven to be successful on YouTube, and you can choose to save or dismiss each idea as you see fit. You can even research each title idea to view successful and similar videos, see what type of thumbnails work, and even watch how good videos within a topic are made. Alright, do you remember when Dan said this?
This is everything we now know about Jamie, our ideal person that we're trying to target with our brand new YouTube videos about Pokemon trading cards. Those types of videos appeal to a very specific audience. And thanks to the research we just finished doing, we know that there are thousands of people across multiple communities that would watch these types of videos. And now your job is to get one of those people, just one, to subscribe to your channel every single day.
What Dan does in that video is create the ideal viewing candidate for your channel. And then, with that knowledge, making a video that entertains, educates, and inspires that ideal viewer. And this is where that strategy is going to start paying off through consistency. Wow, look at the size of this thing. And look at how thick it is. This is a phrase that you're going to hear a lot, and it relates to so many YouTube fundamentals. So let me tell you why it's important in this situation. The YouTube algorithm, which I want you to call from this day forward the YouTube recommendation system, is designed to maximize long-term viewer satisfaction. So when you satisfy a viewer with a video, your goal should be to satisfy that same viewer with your next video. Because what YouTube will then do is find similar viewers to watch that video. And for where you currently are in your YouTube journey, this is what that viewer is going to do next when they're satisfied by one of your videos. They're going to see what else you've made on your channel. And by this point, you've probably got 5, 10, 20 videos. And so if that viewer finds something else on your channel that satisfies them, that is another very positive signal to YouTube. At the same time, if that viewer enjoys what you've already made, they're going to anticipate what you make next, which means that you should do your absolute best to hit that viewer's sweet spot again. So if you do make a video about collecting rare Pokemon trading cards, or you're on a weight loss journey through a vegan diet, or you've made a travel vlog on how to visit Disney parks on a budget, or you're explaining your experiences as a first-year teacher in an elementary school, or you're educating people on how to grow their YouTube channels, and your audience reacts well to it, then make similar, relatable, relevant content. Now, some of you are probably still not convinced that channel focus and consistency are the way forward. And that's understandable because you probably haven't yet experienced the benefits of doing this, and that is momentum. So this might be the moment where you start to take a little bit of time away from creating and applying it to a little bit more research time. You were likely inspired to start a YouTube channel by watching a successful creator within your video topic. So very simply put, your research should start there. And I found out through a little bit of research that Rick prepared this YouTube play button for us. Thanks, Rick. When you do this research, have something at hand to make notes on the following questions. Why did I click on the video? Why did I watch all or most of the video? Why would I watch another video from this creator? Now, I'm not telling you to do this to try and replicate what MrBeast does. He is a very talented and very experienced creator with a huge team supporting him. How the best creators do what they do are things that you likely don't have the skill sets or the budget for yet. But if you can start to answer why these creators do what they do, then you start to understand the strategies behind the success. And that is what you can start implementing into your content. Let's take MrBeast's insanely popular Squid Game video as a research example. Alright, so you probably don't have a couple of $1 million to spare and the clout to pull together 456 people to play the game. That's some of the how behind the success of a video. But let's focus on the why. Why did you click on this video in the first place? Well, MrBeast, like many other YouTubers, leveraged a very popular trend, Squid Game. Maybe not at the same time as everyone else, but MrBeast has a mass audience to be able to do that whenever he likes. The thumbnail itself really jumps out of the screen with vibrant colours, and that's done by increasing the saturation of the primary colours in something like Photoshop. The colours themselves contrast really well too, red against green in this case. Fun little fact, MrBeast actually wears black in the video, so the red used here is purely an aesthetic enhancement. You've probably heard of the YouTuber face before. Well, MrBeast has a very excited one, but it also contrasts with the worry/fear of the contestants. The title is short, very easy to understand, and complements the thumbnail so that the viewer instantly understands what the video is about. And finally, the package MrBeast presents in his thumbnail and title is unique. Where else are you going to see such a video? Now, as I said earlier, nobody is expecting you to replicate MrBeast or the successful creator that you're researching. But if we remove MrBeast's influence from these strategies, now, could you possibly implement some of these into your content? I think it's possible. Or if it isn't yet, you can start to figure out how to do some of these things. Now then, while you lot return to the topic of custom URLs, I'm going to figure out where I'm going to put this on my shelves. To unlock your custom URL, not only do you need 100 subscribers, but you also need to upload a profile picture and banner to your channel. When you first start out, nobody is going to visit your channel page, but as your content spreads out to a wider audience, more and more people are going to do a bit of research on you. And so when people do finally come across your channel page, that banner is really going to help with your messaging. Its goal should be able to tell a person whether or not they're in the right place almost instantly. Now again, just like thumbnails, it's probably worth doing a little bit of research on how successful channels make banners, but what you'll usually find is a couple of common themes. The first one being the hero or heroes of a channel usually take center stage, be it a personality, objects relating to the channel, or brand associations. The design, themes, and colors used in a banner will tend to match the thumbnails to reinforce branding. The idea behind this is that no matter where on YouTube you encounter the creator, you know instantly who they are. You may also see a value proposition. This is a quick one-sentence elevator pitch designed to tell a viewer who should be watching and why. I would say that if you share similar beliefs to this channel, you get pretty pumped by this value proposition and watch their content, right? Whoa! Yeah, hot take here. Command strips clearly just don't work. A banner should instantly communicate to the user what the channel is about. And we're going to put that to the test. We've just been looking at huge, well-established, very successful channels. But now we're going to take a look at one that's probably at a similar point in their YouTube journey as you. So what I want you to do is tell me in the comments below what you think this channel is about. And that's all you're getting, because the average visitor to your channel is only going to give you 5 seconds to explain what it's about. But having said that, you got the general gist of this channel, didn't you? That's an example of an effective banner. So once you've created a channel banner and you're ready to upload it, this is where you will do it in the YouTube studio. And don't worry, we'll be building up the rest of your channel later on in this series. Don't know what else to do with it. Now, finally, after taking on all of the strategies from all of the videos, you've hit 100 subscribers, I am officially giving you permission to do this. With 100 subscribers and likely thousands of views at this point, you are taking your first real steps towards making money on YouTube. And this page will keep you up to date with your progress. As long as you set your location, of course. This is very important, by the way. Make sure you set it correctly. As you can see, it's not just about 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. There are other requirements. Make sure you follow them. And you can even set up YouTube to notify you when you reach a requirement, so you don't have to refresh this screen every single hour of every single day. Trust me when I say that while 100 subscribers may feel like you're 10% of the way to 1,000 subscribers, in reality, you're much further on in that journey. As you create more and more videos and get better at doing it, more and more people will discover your content. You will go from earning 1 subscriber a day to 2 subscribers, 5 subscribers, 10 subscribers.
There are 2 big things we want to focus on today to help you reach that next big YouTube milestone. In the case of this video, 1,000 subscribers. The first is video intent. That is to say, where do you want these videos to live on YouTube? Who are they for? The second is your analytics, because those will hold the key to getting your next video that coveted 1 out of 10 spot in your YouTube Studio dashboard. We're going to start by oversimplifying where a video lives on YouTube once you hit publish. Because in my opinion, there are 3 main buckets your content can be placed, and you as the creator actually have a lot of control over which ones you want it to live in. And yes, a video can live in more than one of these at a time. For the sake of this video, the 3 main buckets are search, the home feed or the browse feed, and YouTube Shorts. Search-driven videos, such as how-tos and guides, can introduce a lot of new people to your channel over time. Those searchable videos may even show up in your regular viewers' home feeds. The problem with that is that if your regular viewers aren't looking to solve that particular problem at that particular time, they won't click on it. And thus, it will leave the home feed for them, probably forever. And this is the expected behavior when you make a video intended for search. So I like to think of searchable videos as ways to introduce new people to your channel. With that in mind, we're going to call this step 1 for getting to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Now, I understand not every creator is trying to target search on YouTube, but just hear me out. Once a new viewer clicks on one of your videos they find in the search feed, you obviously want them to subscribe and watch more. Traditionally though, people don't subscribe after just watching one of your videos. Once they get the answer to the question they've been asking in search, they typically move on and they don't have an inherent interest in the rest of your channel. But that is where the home feed comes in, because you as a YouTube viewer have probably noticed when you watch somebody's video anywhere on YouTube, the next day or even later that day, YouTube will be in your home feed showing you other videos from that creator. So now that you've made a searchable video that's getting a lot of new viewers to check out your channel for the very first time, the trick is to get them to check it out for a second time. Which leads us to our next step, which I can't get to, unfortunately, without first mentioning YouTube Shorts. See, Shorts live in their own separate places in the YouTube app. One of them in particular we talk about a lot is the Shorts shelf. Now, depending entirely on your goals as a creator, you can make an entire channel dedicated to YouTube Shorts, or you could make a channel that includes YouTube Shorts among your long-form videos. Either of these are great strategies, but again, it just depends on your goals. What I will say though is that if you're a creator looking to implement Shorts among your long-form videos, there's something you really need to keep in mind. It's important to remember that if you go this route, converting those short-form viewers to viewers of all of your videos is very difficult to do. You need to make sure the short form videos that you make are very incredibly similar to the long form videos that you make. So step 2 for getting to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube is to make videos that can live amongst the browse features on YouTube. Specifically, today we're looking at the home feed. For a video to be successful in the home feed, it needs to be intriguing to the same type of person who would have found one of your videos from search or from shorts, as I mentioned a minute ago. You know how a lot of us in the YouTube education space are always talking about how there's no secret to YouTube, and a lot of this just comes down to experience? Yeah, that's the step we're on. That's step 2. Because for a video to become successful in the browse and suggested features of YouTube, you really need to understand your ideal viewer. It's also crucial that you know your topic just as well as you know your audience, if not better. So picking a trend just because you think it might get views won't cut it here. You have to understand, what is that topic that's trending? Why is it so popular? How are people responding to it? These are all things you'll find as you keep creating content on YouTube and keep gaining experience. So let's take a look at a channel that has mastered making search-driven content and content that has that more emotional pull that does very well in the home feed. These are our friends at Think Media, and they are about to hit 2 million subscribers here pretty soon. Their content is designed to help creators find the right gear as well as grow on YouTube. In terms of the titles of the videos that they produce, you can tell that most of them, if you take a look, are designed to be discovered in search over the course of a long period of time. While most of their videos do target YouTube search, there are a number of them that actually have more of that emotional pull. Specifically, this video right here, Stop Using This YouTube Feature. This video got 18,000 views just 4 weeks ago at the time of recording this video, and what you'll notice about it is that we don't really know what feature is being discussed. This video in particular is designed to create suspense and intrigue. You as a YouTube creator need to know what this feature is. Is this something that you've been using? And why should you stop using it? The purpose in showing you Think Media's channel is to help you understand that it is a choice. Do you want your video to live in search, or do you want it to live more in the browse and suggested features? It's also possible that videos like these can do well in browse and in search. It really just depends on the viewer, okay? Take this video you're watching right now, for example. If you are a regular viewer of this channel, it likely showed up in your home feed first, and now you've clicked it even though I am trying to target search. However, you're, as a regular viewer, likely clicking on this video because you understand that everything we upload on vidIQ has some kind of inherent value to you. And if I'm right, if that's the case for you, then it's fair to say that vidIQ has likely earned a bit of your trust. You even may already have 1,000 subscribers, but you know, as a regular viewer of this channel, every single video we produce will have something for everybody in it, even if it's titled something like how to start a gaming channel. Even travel channels could benefit from some of the advice in that video. So this video will get some strong browse views when we first publish it, but over time we expect it to do a lot better in search. And you might be asking, how do you even know that? Well, that's because this video is actually a remake of one just like it. At the time of recording, this video is about to hit 1.3 million views on YouTube, and it is titled How to Get Your First 1,000 Subscribers on YouTube in 2021. In the last 48 hours, 60% of the views on this video have exclusively come from YouTube search. However, if we look at this video's success in its first 24 hours on YouTube, we'll notice that it has under 10,000 views. And if we go over to the Reach tab and check out traffic source types in the first 24 hours, we'll see that over half of the views came from browse. As I said earlier, videos can live in multiple buckets at one time, and I expect this one to do the same, at least at first. But let me show you an example of a video we made that was basically only designed to live in browse for a short period of time. I titled this video, Millions of Channels Just Unlocked This. And as you can see today, it's not really doing much. But when it was first published, it was one of our top performing videos at the time, with over 22,000 views in its first 24 hours. The story behind that video is that YouTube announced the YouTube community tab was going to be unlocked for creators at 500 subscribers rather than 1,000. It was a very exciting announcement, but one I knew people wouldn't really be searching for. So I immediately went for the emotional pull when I created that video. I had 2 goals when I made that YouTube video. One was to update people about a breaking YouTube news story, and the other was to get them excited about a new feature that I know a lot of people don't really appreciate enough on YouTube. So to quickly recap before getting into step 3, search-driven videos are helpful for people finding you for the very first time. Videos with that more emotional pull help people who found you for that first time have some sort of interest in other types of videos you make on your channel, thus watching you for a second, third, and fourth time. Step 3 for getting 1,000 subscribers on YouTube is going to be about getting people to watch more than one of your videos in one sitting. Let's create some binge sessions. And we're going to do this by leveraging end screens and pinned comments in your videos. This is probably the easiest step we're going to cover today. And if you've already been making videos and you have a whole library library of them. After you watch this, you can go in and start setting this up for yourself. When recording videos, what I want you to get in the habit of doing from now on is, instead of having a boring outro screen, I want you to invite people to watch the next video. Specifically, the next video that's going to be relevant to them. How do I know if a video is relevant to the audience that is watching the current video? Great question. If they're watching the current video, they're going to want to watch something similar next. So to do this at peak efficiency, what you want to do is know exactly which video you're going to push people to before you start recording. If you want to see an example of how this is done, just stay tuned to the end of this video. But the most important thing to remember about this technique is that the next video you push people to needs to be relevant to the interests of the person watching the current video. And doing this also helps keep your entire channel very focused. It causes you to put your content into categories, and then hopefully those categories into playlists. So if you're a travel channel, those categories might be the different places you visit. If you're an art channel, maybe you have a whole category for painting and a whole category for sculpting. So someone who's watching a sculpting video probably isn't going to want to watch a painting video next. So you would invite them to watch the next sculpture video that you do. By now, I think you're starting to catch on to my strategy for getting to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. A lot of it just comes down to preparation and consistency in the type of content you make. Another thing you can do to prepare for getting more views and subscribers: titles and thumbnails. And that brings us to step 4. You need to conceive these before you ever record your video. Knowing your title and thumbnail beforehand helps keep your video focused throughout, and has a lot of other benefits too, because it also helps you do your research on that title and thumbnail to make sure that it is as clickable as possible. That research may reveal a whole new direction you need to take that content in order for it to be discoverable. And there's nothing worse than trying to figure that out after you've finished recording and editing. I do understand that this isn't always possible depending on the type of content you make, but I would encourage you to do this as often as possible. Additionally, your titles and thumbnails should work together. You don't want people having to try and guess what your video's about. The less thinking somebody has to do, the more likely they are to click. There's no one bit of advice I can give you for having the best title and thumbnail. It really comes back to video intent. Are you making videos for entertainment purposes, or are you making videos for educational purposes? Because as you can see, the two styles of title and thumbnail together will be vastly different depending on what you're doing on YouTube. Of course, at vidIQ, we have my favorite tool for doing this type of research, and we call it preview in search results. All you need to do is type in the title or search term you want to rank for on YouTube and click preview in search results. Now you can do this before you ever publish your video, but once you click this button, it's going to show you what your video would potentially look like amongst the top ranking videos for that very same search term. Do the title and the thumbnail that you made for this video stand out amongst the crowd? If it happened to rank in the #1 spots on YouTube, is it going to be enough to have people click on it? Now, earlier I said experience on YouTube is everything. Learning from your past videos will help improve your strategies going forward, and of course, help you along your way to 1,000 subscribers. Welcome to step 5. Analytics. Now, YouTube analytics can be rather overwhelming, which is why we have some of our vidIQ tools in the first place. But today we're just going to look at a few of YouTube's own analytical tools that I would encourage you to keep up with on a regular basis. When you click on YouTube Analytics from your YouTube studio, you are likely familiar with the Overview tab. Now, this is great at a glance, but it doesn't really paint a complete picture. Clicking on See More allows you to dive incredibly deep into your YouTube analytics. But we could save this sort of lesson for another time. Instead, we've talked a lot today about where your videos can show up on YouTube. So I'm going to go into the Reach tab and scroll down to Traffic Source Types. For our channel, in the last 28 days, it looks like 25% of our views have come from browse and 24% have come from search. Our videos have received 20 million impressions in the last month, which has equated to a 4.6% click-through rate overall, and we've gotten 920,000, almost 921,000 views from those impressions. This is showing us a nice report card for traffic sources and views and impressions for our entire channel, but you can even get this same data on a video by video basis. But there's a new tool YouTube recently rolled out that I really want to show you. If you go into your Audience tab and scroll down to Videos Growing Your Audience, you get some very revealing information. These videos are specifically being called out for helping new viewers return to our channel. I would encourage you to check this out for yourself, because these videos are the ones that you need to be doubling down on. Speaking of returning viewers though, if you scroll up from here, this is probably the best graph you can find on YouTube to understand just how many people are watching your channel on a regular basis. Putting your cursor on any given day will show you exactly how many people watched your videos who returned to your channel and how many watched your videos who were brand new to your channel.
So in this video, I'm going to show you how to get to 10,000 YouTube subscribers. But it all starts by doing something you may hate and not fully understand. You need to stop worrying about this. Come on. This is somewhat of a personal opinion, and you are free to argue with me in the comments below. But there comes a point where you need to just forget about subscribers. And I think beyond 1,000 subscribers is that point. Let's be honest with ourselves. Why did we want 1,000 subscribers? Because we want to monetize our content. They're just a means to an end, along with 4,000 hours of watch time. And if we're honest, here at vidIQ, it's a means to an end for us, because we know people search for how to get more subscribers. And if you've been watching the rest of the videos in this series and you've reached this goal of 1,000 subscribers, now you can start to focus on other important YouTube things. Now, yes, it is true that you may unlock more YouTube features with more subscribers, such as stories. And yes, far off in the distance at 100,000 subscribers, you will get your first silver play button. But aside from that, and much more importantly, you have the beginnings of a community. You will have noticed more and more that you're getting comments from regular viewers every single video. You will have also noticed that your baseline for views per video is rising slowly but surely. Those are human beings actually watching, enjoying, and engaging with your content. And that's who you want to focus on. Because you see, the thing is, subscribers can play tricks with your analytics. Take this one as an example. You're confused as to why you get so many views and watch time from non-subscribers and assume that's a bad thing. Well, that isn't necessarily the case for two reasons. Sometimes viewers never subscribe and still watch channels on a regular basis. That's me. I genuinely cannot remember the last time I subscribed to a channel. I just put my trust in YouTube to serve up the right content I want to watch. And if non-subscribers are watching your videos, YouTube is constantly testing out your content with new viewers. And that surely can't be a bad thing, right? You need to dedicate your message, your creative endeavors to the people, your audience who are watching you now, today, not subscribers who press that red button 6 months ago and have never watched anything else on your channel. Here's a tinsy-wincy little insight into how the YouTube algorithm works. Oh, and by the way, that's another phrase I'm not a particular fan of. When you say YouTube algorithm, people think of it like a system that is there to be hacked, and that's just not the way to do YouTube. Anyway, back to my point. If somebody watches your content last week and doesn't subscribe to your channel, they are still far more likely to see another one of your videos come up in the home feed or through suggested than a person who subscribed to your channel 3 months ago and has never seen one of your videos since. Or to put it another way, a viewer's recent watch history combined with their current personalized watching habits are far more valuable signals to YouTube than whether they have subscribed to a channel or not. I religiously watch MKBHD for tech stuff. I watch a channel called Wrestling Bios for 1990s wrestling stuff. And I watch Oliver Harper for anything to do with film retrospectives and reviews. Now, because I watch these channels so regularly, at least once a week, these channels frequently appear on my homepage, even though I'm not subscribed to two of them. I pulled that clip directly from a video I made recently titled How to Beat the YouTube Algorithm in 2022. And I'm going to reinforce what I said there now. Your goal isn't to beat the YouTube algorithm. It's to build an audience on YouTube. And you do that by paying attention to what your audience watches on your channel, not by paying attention to this. Now I've brainwashed you out of the concept of subscribers, let me show you what you should be paying attention to instead. Return viewers. I believe this to be one of the most insightful tools in the YouTube studio, and by now your channel should have enough data to display it to you. It basically shows you how many viewers brand new to your channel watch you every day, along with how many return to watch another video on your channel, regardless of whether they have subscribed to you or not. Obviously, when you publish new videos, these two lines will spike, and so it illustrates how effective you are at reaching new audiences and maintaining the audience you already have. Now, in a perfect world, you would want every single new viewer to transition into a return viewer as YouTube goes out to find more new viewers, and that would build up your core audience very, very quickly. We have seen examples of this, particularly in the YouTube Shorts space. Jake Feldman grew his channel to 10 million subscribers and billions of views within the space of a year. And just look at how many of his new viewers transition into return viewers. Now, there is a caveat here, and I do love using the word caveat. Certain channels will find it very difficult to retain an audience over a long period of time. Education and how-to channels are a prime example of this. People usually just want an answer to a question, they get it from a video, but they're not willing to commit more time to your content. Variety channels struggle with this same challenge. Only certain videos may appeal to the viewer, or the channel is chasing trends and the latest news stories that maybe interest the viewer once, but not again. In these situations, the views will certainly be more spiky, sometimes even viral. Now let me stress, this isn't the wrong way to do YouTube, it's just a different approach with more risk and more reward. But if you want to grow your channel more consistently, more reliably, then return viewers is where it's at. And this is almost the perfect example of a small channel doing just that, slowly building from nothing but consistently producing valuable content for their audience that slowly builds over time. We know this because it's our return viewer data from our Russian vidIQ channel.
Первый серьезный этап на YouTube – набрать 100 первых подписчиков. Начинаем.
I literally have no idea what I'm saying. As another quick example, this is the data from the main vidIQ channel in the last 90 days, and it seems to suggest that as we have been more successful at bringing viewers back to our content, YouTube is now more willing to test our videos with new viewers. Admittedly, this is somewhat anecdotal evidence from a single channel, but your channel, which now stands at over 1,000 subscribers, should have a decent amount of data, enough for you to start detecting patterns in your channel when it comes to your audience. And if you want to know how the YouTube algorithm is treating your channel, then look no further than this panel, which again you should now have enough data to see. If these are the videos viewers are watching from other channels, then this is what YouTube is recommending against your content. And so again, here's another itsy bitsy journey into the YouTube algorithm. YouTube knows from its billions of data points that if a viewer watches video A, they are then likely to watch video B, C, D, or E. Because of this, it is your job as a content creator to make videos that form the connective tissue of your topic. At a recent conference, this YouTube employee, his name is Todd by the way, said what the algorithm is designed to do is follow the audience and make them happy. That is exactly the same as what you need to do, which is why this data is so helpful. It's also why this data is handy too. You can follow your audience onto brand new channels that create content similar to you. And this is where vidIQ can offer a helping hand. Once installed, you can use this button to add any channel to your competitor list and track their best performing videos. Remember, you share these audiences, so it makes sense to make similar content, but with your own approach, style, opinions, and personality. You have already proven with the subscribers you've earned, and more importantly, the views you've gained, that you can capture an audience. Now, your responsibility is to keep them satisfied, to keep them watching, to keep them on the YouTube platform. Another tool worth checking out is Daily Ideas, again from vidIQ. This will suggest up to 50 video ideas every single day based on the type of content you create. Hey there, YouTube monetization, increasing subscribers, YouTube updates. I do that type of stuff. And yeah, reused content can be a big monetization problem. I should probably make a video about that. Good idea. When we started this series about getting more YouTube subscribers, we didn't want to talk too much about analytics, numbers, metrics to begin with. When you first start a channel, these analytics can be quite daunting and difficult to understand. And because you have such a small sample size, the data can be a little sketchy. And as we've highlighted throughout this series, we don't want you to stress too much about the numbers. But now that you have over 1,000 subscribers and you're working towards 10,000 subscribers, you have the right to good data. And because you now have hundreds, if not thousands of hours of experience behind you, you have a better understanding as to what to do with this data. As well as a wealth of experience and good data, what you also likely have on a platform now is a decent amount of time, which enables you to reimagine your best content. So what we're going to do this time is go into the advanced analytics of the YouTube Studio. I would like you to change the time period to the last 90 days, and then we want to look at the traffic sources of data for your channel. The next thing I want you to do is click on the suggested videos traffic source, because this is going to show you what videos are directing traffic to your content. In other words, when somebody watches a video on YouTube, the next video they watch is one of yours. So just like the YouTube algorithm, what you're doing here is following the audience. And my advice is to remake one of these videos or a very similar video. Now you can see why we're making all of these videos about how to get YouTube subscribers in 2022. Even if you've made very similar content before, as long as enough time has elapsed, or you can provide a fresh perspective, new information, a different angle, and of course, by now you're a better creator, it's really going to resonate with your audience because they know what to expect from your content. On the other hand, if you drive a lot of views from search, then just change the traffic source accordingly and make videos based on the results. Again, this is why we're making videos about getting subscribers and mentioning the YouTube algorithm as frequently as possible. Now, even though I've been advocating throughout this video that you need to stop worrying about subscribers, if you are dead set on gaining more, you can use the same data. All you need to do in the advanced analytics is click on the subscription source tab and then click on YouTube watch page, and then this will show all of the videos on your channel that are generating subscribers for you. And yet, I can see the irony here as well. The more videos we make about how to get subscribers on YouTube, the more subscribers vidIQ get themselves. But the ultimate point I'm trying to make here is that given where you are in your YouTube journey, you shouldn't need to worry about subscribers anymore. You've reached that magical number that unlocks so many possibilities, 1,000. You've monetized your content if you've got 4,000 hours of watch time. If you really start to focus on your target audience, that ideal viewing candidate that Dan talked about at the very beginning of this series, I guarantee you subscribers will take care of themselves. I'm not going to tell you to stop asking people to subscribe in your videos. Just don't let it get in the way of the value of the content. I'm not going to tell you to get rid of these subscribe call to action lower thirds, other than to say I stopped using them after we hit 1 million subscribers and we've noticed absolutely no difference in the amount of subscribers we gain. What I will tell you is this: always do what's right for your audience, because not only will subscribers take care of themselves, but so will the YouTube algorithm.
You would like to get to 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, and that's great. What I need you to do first is stop asking for subscribers. Getting to 100,000 subscribers is about developing the perfect content strategy. By now, you know the best way to grow on YouTube is by simply focusing on your audience. You know exactly who they are. You know why they watch your channel over the countless other options they have. And because you're providing value in every single video you make, you don't need to ask for subscribers. That is the kind of attitude and mindset it's going to take to get you to this number. Because by now, if you're still focused on the actual number of subscribers you have, then that means you're inherently less focused on the audience you're catering your content to. Up to this point, Rob and I have been working together to get you your first subscribers, your first 100,000 and 10,000 subscribers. And naturally, this video is next. In each one of those videos, we dove deeper and deeper into the strategies and tactics it's gonna take to reach those certain milestones. For this video though, we're taking a big step back. We're gonna worry more about your creative insights, building up your YouTuber intuition. You'll be using this YouTuber intuition to consistently get all the videos you make to reach those top 5 slots, upload after upload. When you're over 10,000 subscribers, you've been digging into the data and you've been learning exactly who your audience is. And you've been consistently making videos for that audience. So now we're gonna talk about the steps it takes to make it to this next leg, the next milestone, 100,000 subscribers. The silver play button. When you're finally getting things established on your channel and you're making a consistent amount of videos and getting a consistent amount of views, it's tempting to not upset the balance, if you will, right? And as a result, it becomes really easy to get kind of stagnant, not just in the growth of your channel, but in the types of videos you're making. Let me explain real quick what this might look like. Let's say you're at a point in your YouTube journey where any video that you publish gets about 3,000 to 6,000 views within the first 24 hours. You consider this your minimum. You will always get this amount of views. This is your core audience. But an average video, the views you expect to get are more consistently 10,000 views in the first 24 hours. And then every so often you have a breakout video, one that gets 100 to 200K views plus in the first couple of days after it was published. And those are the views you hope to get every single time you upload, but that's the part you're still trying to figure out. You're still trying to get that secret sauce down. Now, these numbers aren't actually made up. These are similar to the numbers that I see on one of my personal channels, which at the time of recording is at about 30,000 subscribers. And although I am referencing this channel right now, I'm not going to share too much because I do have a work-life balance to maintain, you understand. Anyway, with numbers like these, I think any creator would be very happy. That's thousands and thousands of people you're reaching every single month with your content. And chances are, if you're getting that many returning viewers, YouTube is steadily putting your videos out there to some new viewers, which is attributing to some steady growth on your channel. From here though, this is where you need to be giving yourself a little more trust as a content creator. You understand your audience so well here that, hypothetically speaking, your videos are getting 10,000 views pretty much every time you upload. But on this journey to 100,000 subscribers, it's time to break the mold, at least once in a while. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, I want you to start looking just outside of your YouTube niche when you're looking for new ideas, new types of content you could make to reach a new audience. This is Josh Strife Hayes. He is a Twitch streamer and YouTuber with right now over 400,000 subscribers. And he actually has multiple very successful channels on YouTube, each with their own strategy and purpose. The channel is focused specifically on MMORPGs. You'll notice there's a very wide variety of MMOs featured on the channel. But then we get to a very recent breakout video for Josh. What the hell are NFTs? At the time of recording, this video is 3 weeks old and still getting 235 views per hour, and it has in total over 500,000 views. This is a video that is just outside the niche of this channel, and it's very likely reaching an entirely new audience for Josh. Now you might be asking, why are NFTs even relevant to an MMO channel? Well, Josh's community has an inherent interest in this topic. If you've been following this at all, you know that NFTs are starting to make their way into the conversation around gaming, specifically play to earn gaming. I'm only going to go that deep in NFTs, by the way. We're not going any deeper than that. And the thing about NFTs is that they're pretty complicated, and you yourself might be asking, yeah, what even is that? Well, because they're at the top of mind right now, this is a topic that comes up during Josh's live streams. And the more times people in his chat ask things like, what's an NFT, the more reason Josh has to just give up, throw his hands in the air, and make a video about it. Well, it seems to be paying off because the views he's getting on his videos since releasing that one are up. And now, just a few days ago, he's decided to double down on this topic by making a video titled "What the Hell is the Metaverse?" And it's getting 920 views an hour right now. And for those who don't know, the metaverse and NFTs are just really closely related. What was once a channel just about MMORPGs is now a channel that has the authority to talk about things that are just outside of that topic, things like NFTs and the metaverse. Another example where we experimented here on the vidIQ channel was back in the day when we followed the PewDiePie versus T-Series trend. We brought in a lot of new viewers with this content. This content was relevant to our audience. It was about two channels competing to get a certain number of subscribers. But at the same time, it attracted a totally different audience to the vidIQ channel. And while this content was relevant to our audience and what we do here at vidIQ, we don't feel like that content brought in a lot of returning viewers for our channel. Once that trend died down, our views started to level back out. And if that's the case, do we regret covering this topic? Absolutely not. We learned a ton, and it didn't really hurt anything either. In fact, it's very likely that some of you out there watching this video may have found us because of that series we did all the way back then. So in a worst case scenario, even a breakout success that you can't capitalize on doesn't necessarily mean doom and gloom for your channel. The important thing is that we tried something new, and at the time it made sense for the niche that we're in. So when I say that you should try some new things, I'm expecting that you yourself already have your version of this somewhere in your mind, that you can think of a topic just outside of your niche that would make for something fun to explore for your audience. Now, in experimenting with new types of content, you kind of run into another problem, and that's time. Where are you going to find time to do that research for your ideal viewer? Will this mean extra videos for your channel? And if so, when are you going to find the time to edit those new videos and create those new thumbnails? Well, at this stage on YouTube, and by this stage, I mean at or above 10,000 subscribers, this is about the time a lot of channels start to consider themselves legitimate businesses. Turning your channel into a business is a subject we can go really deep on. I do want to talk about hiring help, but I'm not going to go into subjects like LLCs, taxes, liability, employment taxes, healthcare, things like that. Let's keep it simple for now. You can certainly wait on this step, but when you are ready to hire some help for your channel, there are a few ways to go about it to keep you out of trouble, legal or otherwise. First, you need to decide what part of the creative process that's taking up a lot of your time, but that you also don't enjoy doing. For most creators I've spoken to, that's either editing or thumbnails. Depending on your niche though, a lot of creators actually opt to hire a virtual assistant, which is like a personal assistant who works remotely and handles a lot of your administrative tasks. Figure out your needs first and foremost. Now, if you're going to hire somebody, I have 3 pieces of advice for you, 3 mistakes that I don't want you to make. And this is coming from someone who's made them. Once you figure out what you need, do not hire your friends, hire your family, or seek free help from members of, say, your community, like your Discord moderators. There's a number of reasons I would refer to these as mistakes, and I'm sure you can draw your own conclusions as to the litany of things that can go wrong. But the biggest issue I had with hiring any of those people was the job either not getting done A, on time, or B, very well. I also never really got an expert out of the deal either, someone who specialized in what I needed. Instead, if you're gonna hire somebody, I would start your search on websites such as Fiverr or Upwork. These sites are full of freelancers who have all kinds of specializations. And the best part about sites like this is they handle all the money stuff. That third-party assistance can keep you out of all kinds of trouble when the alternative is paying for freelancers straight out of your bank account. So until you're in a position where you can actually employ people, I would lean on sites like this. Now, investing in hired help is one way that you can start to expand your business as your channel grows. However, your education is another way that you can invest.
One way I invested in myself was to learn about affiliate marketing. The simplest way to get started as a content creator is to join something like the Amazon affiliate program. You can do this well before you get monetized by the YPP partner program. I started off making 20 or 30 bucks here and there, but fast forward 5 years and now I make thousands of dollars per month based on the foundation that I laid back in 2017. Now, mind you, this is only one method of monetizing your content outside of YouTube AdSense. There are many more avenues of revenue to pursue once you decide to to invest in yourself and in your own future.
That was Jeff, and he is one of the coaches here at vidIQ. We have a new product called group coaching, and if you're interested, the link is down below. Attendees have access to at least 2 one-hour calls every single month. They also have access to a private community with the other creators in the group. Regular calls with our coaches include really deep dives into YouTube strategy and tactics. And the goal behind all of this is to turn hobbyist YouTubers into business owners. So if that's something you're interested in, again, the link is down below, and it's certainly a way that you can invest in your YouTube future. The next thing we have to talk about is branching out, because when you're at tens of thousands of subscribers on YouTube, this is about the time you could start thinking about making content outside of the platform. Now, no matter how big your channel is, I don't want you to get carried away here. However, by now, you should have taken your chosen YouTube handle and at least reserved it on some of the big social media platforms like TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, etc. And I probably don't need to tell you the importance of reserving these handles, even if you never plan on using them. Now, these various channels and platforms will differ for everybody depending on the type of niche. Certain creators might need to set up a Discord community, while others who make shorts might want to think about putting those shorts on TikTok, and they need a TikTok account and then a TikTok strategy. Now, why tens of thousands of subscribers before you do something like this? Well, from personal experience, every time I start a brand new YouTube channel, that channel gets my undivided attention. I don't post tweets with that handle. I don't develop a TikTok strategy. I don't post Instagram updates. You get the idea. And I don't do those things because starting a brand new channel takes an incredible amount of time and focus. Not to mention, I still have my family and full-time job and other things in life that I need to balance. But by the time I have 10,000 subscribers on this channel, I'm probably pretty comfortable with its core content strategy at this point. And that's why I feel like this is a good time to start building your presence on other social platforms. And on that personal channel that I mentioned earlier, branching out to those other platforms had a huge unexpected benefit that I did not account for. Before I knew it, I was becoming friends with channels multiple times my size. And then collaboration opportunities were really, really easy to approach. And listen, if you're hearing this as a channel that's well under 10,000 subscribers and you're thinking to yourself, heck, why don't I just do that now? Let me explain. My advice here is to wait, because if you're anything like me and the countless creators I've spoken to, you probably haven't figured out that core content strategy yet. Having that made it super easy for me to even identify the creators within my space that I should be talking to and should be collaborating with in the first place. I also had the added benefit of a pretty decently sized channel by the time I did start to build these relationships. Now I didn't have to sell them on the idea of doing a collaboration with me.
Over the last few weeks, we've taken you from your very first subscriber to your very first play button. Now, there's just one more step. A couple of facts about this here play button. First of all, it's not made of gold, it's made of brass. Having said that, it's a lot heavier than you might think, and it's clearly not designed for IKEA shelving. This is all very fascinating, of course, but do you want to know what the most interesting thing is? It's not the only thing you get at 1 million subscribers. So how do you get 1 million YouTube subscribers? Well, we now, of course, can speak from experience, but I do want to stress this. Reaching such an incredible landmark is very much dictated by personal experience, the individual journey that creators and their team have been on. The way we've reached 1 million subscribers is very different from every other creator, because to do it requires an incredible amount of time, perseverance, failures, experiments, and so many decisions that no path to 1 million subscribers will ever be the same. So in this video, we're going to show you how vidIQ got 1 million subscribers. It may not be the best way, it may not be the quickest way, but somehow we made it. But it all starts with, well, yeah, just how rubbish we were at getting 1 million subscribers. To date, more than 8.5 million people have pressed the subscribe button on the vidIQ channel, but 500,000 of those have subsequently pressed it again and unsubscribed. Had no one ever unsubscribed from the vidIQ channel, we would have got our gold play button over a year earlier than we did. Look, I'm just going to be honest with you. There's no way to sugarcoat this in any way, shape or form. Subscribers are incredibly fickle. A large proportion of subscribers will often watch one of your videos for a minute and say to themselves, yeah, this is pretty good, subscribe to it. 45 seconds later, they close down the video and never watch another thing from your channel ever again. And even more subscribers simply stop watching. And when that happens, you get it in the ear from the classic YouTube troll. This channel's got 1 million subscribers and it's only getting 20,000 views. Why should I watch them? The truth is, this happens to all channels. I mean, PewDiePie has 111 million subscribers, and yet less than 5% of them watch his videos on a regular basis. And this isn't to shame PewDiePie in any way, it's just how YouTube works. In fact, we've got a lot to thank PewDiePie for. You see all of these huge spikes in subscribers? Yeah, they all came from our slightly excessive coverage of the PewDiePie versus T-Series subscriber race that went on for about 6 months. Yeah, we gained a lot of subscribers from that, even though they had little to do with YouTube education. But hey, we learned a lot from it. And when we returned to YouTube education content, we gained a lot more daily subscribers than we did before. The truth is that over time, you change as a creator, as do the watching habits of your viewers. You're not going to keep everybody happy all of the time. Yeah. I know I mentioned this earlier on in the series, but return viewers really are a better measure of current channel size and whether or not your channel is growing. In order to keep this number climbing, viewers have to actually come back to your content. Subscribers don't. In fact, when subscribers stop watching your content, they tend to do absolutely nothing, including unsubscribing. So why do they unsubscribe at such an alarming rate on the vidIQ channel? We'll get back to that one, because first of all, we need to talk about luck. Now, I have to admit, the vidIQ YouTube channel has had a fair amount of luck, but not in the way you think. I don't think we've been lucky with the algorithm, which is what many people accuse YouTube of being. I believe we've deserved every view we've earned because the audience has decided to watch our content. And we've kept people watching our videos for long enough to convince YouTube to promote our content nearly 1 billion times. But what I will say is that we were lucky with timing. A lot more people started to take YouTube a lot more seriously in the mid-2010s when YouTube brought reliable, lucrative, and relatively untapped revenue-making opportunities to individuals. And a lot more people started making YouTube channels because early adopters had proven it was possible to create a business and earn a very decent living from it. Aspiring creators were passionate about what they wanted to say and very hungry to learn whatever they could to gain an edge, much like they are today. But back then, YouTube education as a video topic on the platform itself was very underserved. There were only a handful of creators who dedicated their channel to YouTube education to teach an audience of millions. Many of us who are full-time creators today can trace their education back to Tim Schmoyer and Daryl Leaves. They're both still around, by the way, and very, very successful at what they do. They just don't post that much anymore on YouTube and cater to a very different creator audience these days. Fast forward to today, and there are still millions of creators who want to know how to grow their YouTube channels, but now there are hundreds, if not thousands, of talented educators with the experience and skills to do just that. I know I refer to these two quite a bit, but there's a reason why Ed from Film Booth and Nate from Channel Makers have earned over 100,000 subscribers in the last year with their own YouTube education channels. They know their stuff and they are incredible at communicating it with their audience. I'll be honest with you, as I always am. I don't think if I started a YouTube education channel today, I'd be able to replicate this. The competition for YouTube education views is both massive and fiercely competitive. Like I said, sometimes timing is everything. Or to put this all another way, this is why it's incredibly hard to start a video game Let's Play channel, or an iPhone tech channel, or a Bitcoin channel, or a family vlog channel. At this point on YouTube, it's all been done 1 million times before. To be successful on YouTube, you either need to be one of the first, one of the best, or offer a completely different perspective to a video topic. But to truly become one of the YouTube elite, you need to be great at all three. And although it often might not look like this to the viewer, obtaining 1 million subscribers is very rarely achieved by just an individual. Of course, you see me most of the time and my face is plastered across the channel banner, but don't forget Dan and his contributions. Fun fact, his very first video on the vidIQ channel has well over 1 million views, and we even worked out that he's personally responsible for over 50,000 subscribers. And he loses a lot less subscribers than I do. That's a little worrying. We have a rolling cast of channel auditors, including Travis, Jeff, Viper, and all of our vidIQ partners. The social posts on Twitter and Instagram, I don't do any of them. And can you remember this vidIQ intro?
vidIQ.
vidIQ.
vidIQ.com.
I didn't make that. It's not even my voice. vidIQ.com. Nah. As your channel grows and you start to earn a sustainable income, you don't have to do everything yourself. In fact, you probably shouldn't, especially the things you hate. You can definitely outsource them. The thing most YouTubers wish they had more of is time. For small creators, this is pretty obvious when they're juggling a full-time job along with their new passion. Now, yes, if you are able to turn this passionate hobby into a full-time career, you get a lot more time. But you still want to maximize that time to what you do best. So if you love filming but you can't stand editing, spend money on somebody who can do it for you so you get that time back. And you know what? If we want to grow vidIQ well beyond 1 million subscribers, we're going to have to do this as well. We need more help. Stay tuned for that. But anyway, back to why we lose so many subscribers. Let me answer that and let me show you this. The vidIQ channel gets a disproportionately large number of subscribers from the channel page and other sources, but it also loses a lot of subscribers from those same sources. And the reason for that is vidIQ itself. Just in case you didn't know, we have an incredible set of YouTube growth tools that 2 million people actively use, and millions more have downloaded in the past decade. And for years, new users have all been fed through this workflow. Oh, would you look at this? It's a letter from Susan congratulating us on 1 million subscribers. Ain't that nice? By the time you reach 100,000 subscribers and beyond, it's very likely that you already have an established presence beyond YouTube. And obviously, you're going to leverage all of your platforms, right? You're going to send people from YouTube to your emailing list. You're going to send people from your website to YouTube. For vidIQ, it's the same thing. We just have a very powerful other platform to send people to YouTube. But it's also a double-edged sword. Most of those people who press that subscribe button from the workflow haven't necessarily ever watched a vidIQ video. And that means that the value of that subscriber is very questionable. In reality, a view or several views from a single user should always come before the subscription. And so when you reverse engineer it, this is what happens. A lot of lost subscribers. Now, there's nothing necessarily wrong with this strategy. After all, we got the play button and we got the letter. But how valuable are those subscribers to our content? As I said earlier, this is our journey to 1 million subscribers, which will differ greatly from the next 1 million subscriber channel. And don't forget, this is one of the reasons why we're here in the first place, to practice what we preach. The vidIQ tools have helped the vidIQ YouTube channel to reach 1 million subscribers. We can provide you with 50 video ideas every single day. We can turn keywords into popular search-based questions that people are looking to answer every single day on YouTube. We can compare your thumbnails to the best performing ones on YouTube, and if you're stuck for a click-worthy title, we can instantly generate as many as you need. I used this tool recently to get a 1 of 10 video. This is the other side of our promotional endeavors. We're sending you from the YouTube channel to the vidIQ software. Go on, download it. It really does make a difference. And it's free. But having said all of this, I'll tell you now, the biggest reason why the vidIQ channel has hit 1 million subscribers is simply because we never gave up. Now, I know this sounds pretty cliched and easy to say, but to actually do it is really, really difficult. And you as a creator should know this to a certain extent. Let's put all of this into perspective. When I made my first video for the vidIQ channel, we had just 1,200 subscribers. On day one, that video, 5 years ago, got 566 views. No doubt that was a start, but it was a long way from where we are today. Since then, there have been hundreds, if not thousands of YouTube education channels that have sprouted up. 90% of them, if not more, have vanished because they all quit. But we didn't. We still haven't, and we have no intentions of doing so. We continue to turn up, week in, week out, without fail. We started out with 1 video a week, then 2 videos a week, a live stream, 2 live streams, YouTube stories, YouTube shorts, YouTube community posts, foreign language channels, and so on and so on. And you know what? Even after over 2,000 videos, we still turn up and we still have something to say. That is the very essence of YouTube. But it's a hard thing to do. We've been there when hardly anybody was subscribing to our channel and hardly anybody was watching our videos. But we knew this wasn't impossible because we'd already seen pioneers such as Tim Schmoyer and Dara Leaves succeed. So we weren't about to quit. The truth is, wherever you are in your YouTube journey, whatever struggles you're going through, whatever feelings of failure you have right now, I can guarantee that every single successful YouTube creator on the platform has felt exactly the same way as you at some point in their journey. If you ever have doubts, here's what I recommend you do. Take a look at one of those creators who inspires you or one of the largest creators in your video space. Go to their channel and sort the video list by oldest, but don't watch their oldest videos. Go 50 to 100 videos into their YouTube journey.
What's up, guys? Before I go on a mini rant, which I'm about to, I'm going to touch on the gameplay real quick. This is a free-for-all on Sovereign.
At that point then, they were just like you are today, still figuring out YouTube, still figuring out who they want to be on YouTube, still literally a million subscribers away from being the finished article, if there is one. From having never used a video camera in my life, it has taken me over a decade and more than 2,000 YouTube videos to reach 1 million subscribers. With all of the education and resources at hand, you can do the same, and probably a lot quicker. Very simply put, I quit is not in the YouTube dictionary. Now, I do have a bit of a confession for you. When you reach 1 million subscribers, you don't actually get this. You get a paper version of the letter, and it's not personalized in any way, shape or form. But interestingly, what you do get in this rather enormous YouTube box is one of these. YouTube only gives out one award per channel, so this website allows creators to purchase more awards for their team, and these special framed and plated letters for both silver and gold awards. The most interesting thing here is that the framed plated letter differs from the paper letter. So what I recommend you do is rewind this video 10 seconds and play it back at 0.25 speed. So you can read it and we get enormous amounts of watch time. Oh, and if you're curious to know how much they cost, these are $50, whereas one of these is $450 before tax and shipping and handling. But in all seriousness, all of this isn't achievable without one crucial element: the community. In other words, you. Whether you've subscribed or not, the fact that you're watching this video means that you're supporting this channel. And you're supporting this channel because we give you value. And whether you are trying to get your first subscriber, your 1,000th subscriber, your 1,000,000th subscriber, it pretty much boils down to that. Make content your audience wants to watch. If you do that, and you have a little bit of patience, YouTube will take care of the rest. Now, I appreciate that 99% of those watching aren't even close to 1 million subscribers. So first of all, thanks for watching this video. But if you do want to watch some tips, tricks, strategies and advice which are really going to help you out pretty much no matter the size of your channel, then check out the ultimate guide to growing your channel on YouTube right here. Thanks for watching. Take care. What rubbish has vidIQ uploaded today?